In this video, we're going to look at the stepping stones to your new career. So at this point, you've explored what you're good at, what you love, and what your career goals are. You've explored the process of career change and ensured that your mindset is up for the challenge and looked at how to repurpose your skills. You're ready to take the next step towards your new career or your new position. But you might be wondering, well, okay, what's next? How do I even get there? If your desired career changes are a big jump, this is even more of a question on your mind. And it's important to look at the fact that it's not going to happen overnight or in one big step. So rather than letting it seem far away or for the process to get there feeling overwhelming, let's identify the steps it's going to take. This process is like kind of reverse engineering your career goal. This means looking at where you want to go and working your way backwards from there, identifying where you would have needed to be at the different steps along the journey in order to stay on track. So think about the steps that you're going to take, like stepping stones going across a river. Once you can see where each of the stepping stones are in order to get there, then you can focus on just getting to the next step, and then the next, and then the next. These stepping stones could be a new position with your current employer that gives you an experience that you need in order to qualify for your dream job. It could be going back to school or taking an online course. It could be working with a mentor or a coach. It could be a new job at a new company that will challenge you and help you get to the next level, or maybe one that is an entry-level position in a completely new line of work so that then you can work your way up. The number of steps and the types of situations that would be along your journey is going to be unique to you. And the activity that we have provided here suggests a total of 4 steps with specific timeframes for each, adding up to about 6 months. However, this is meant just to be an example, and you should absolutely customize this to meet your needs. So let's look at an example and walk you through this process. So you're going to start at the finish line. Imagine you're getting ready for your first day in your dream job. You've made it to the finish line. As you sip your coffee or drive up to the new building, you think back to the journey that you took to get to this moment. You feel good about all the effort that you put into making the necessary changes and your tenacity when there were bumps in the road. And you know that this is the right next step for you. And you're so excited to continue to grow and contribute in a position that feeds your soul. Yay! So then, now that you have that in mind, we're in the next stepping stone, stepping stone 4. This is about 2 months before the new position begins. So now that you have that glorious moment in your mind, ask yourself, what was the situation or the job or position that you were in immediately before starting this new job? Was it the same job you're in right now? Or was it a position that was kind of a stepping stone to this future moment? Were you doing anything else at that 2-month mark, such as finishing up an educational program or some sort of training, relocating, or anything else you can think of? Then you're going to move to stepping stone number 2, approximately 4 months before starting your dream job. Now, imagine yourself in that 2 month before the dream job scenario. And from there, think back and ask yourself, what was your job and life situation 2 months earlier than that? Were you in the same job that you're in right now? Were you in the same job that you were in at the 2-month mark? Or was it something else? And what else were you doing or changing or working on at the time? Then that brings us to stepping stone 1. Getting a little bit closer to now, right? So this is about 6 months before starting your dream job. And once again, imagine yourself living in that 4 months from the dream job scenario. And from there, think back and ask yourself, what was your job and life situation 2 months earlier than that? Had you left your current job yet? Were you working on anything new? And then that's going to bring you all the way back to the starting line, where you are right now. So what is the scenario you are currently in, including your current job, employer, the career that you're in? And from your current situation, now you're going to change it and you're going to look forward in the direction of all these stepping stones that you've just identified. And you're going to ask yourself, when I look at the path that these stepping stones take, is there anything that I'm missing? Do I need any additional steps that I hadn't already accounted for? And then you're also going to ask yourself, what are 3 to 5 small action steps that I can do in the next 1 to 2 weeks to get me moving towards that first stepping stone? Now, even once you identify the stepping stones along your journey and estimate the time for each of them, it's important to keep in mind that these are not set in stone. Yeah, pun intended. You will not know what each step is going to look like or how long it's actually going to take to get there until you do it. And it's okay if your plan changes over time, because it's important to remain flexible and regularly check back in with this exercise to create a new plan when things change, or even if you learn something new and end up changing your mind. This happens. The whole purpose of this activity is to be able to see where you're going, knowing that you know what you're supposed to do, so then you feel confident facing whatever things might come up, because you know you can always reorient your plans. So I'm excited about your new journey, and I am hoping that you're as excited as I am about it, because I know how much this process works. Putting it on paper and being able to see the vision of it is a huge step towards your dream career.